Now I'll discuss about the moving coil galvanometer. That means what is moving coil galvanometer, on what principle it works, what is its basic component and how does it work. So moving coil galvanometer is a sensitive instrument, and this instrument can be used to detect whether current is flowing through a circuit or not. Also, it can be used to measure very small amount of current. And last video we have already discussed that when a current carrying loop placed in uniform magnetic field, the loop experiences a torque, and this is the basic principle of moving coil galvanometer. So what is moving coil galvanometer? A moving coil galvanometer is a sensitive instrument which can detect and measure very small amount of current. Generally, to measure current we never use galvanometer. To measure current we use ammeter. But for very small amount of current we can use, to measure very small amount of current we can use moving coil galvanometer. So what is the basic principle? I already told you, when a current loop placed in uniform magnetic field, it experiences a torque. So it is based on the principle that current carrying coil placed in magnetic field experiences a torque, which tends to rotate the coil and produce angular deflection. It means the coil will deflect. So what are the basic parts of the moving coil galvanometer? So moving coil galvanometer mainly consists of a coil with many turns, and the coil is free to rotate about a fixed axis in an uniform magnetic field. There is a cylindrical soft iron core which not only makes the field radial but also increase the strength of the magnetic field. The spring SP provides the restoring torque. But what is restoring torque? That means when current passes through the coil placed in magnetic field, torque produced on the coil. As a result, the coil will deflect. When the coil will deflect in one direction, in the opposite direction another torque will develop. So this torque is called the restoring torque. The coil is placed between the cylindrical pole pieces of a strong permanent magnet. I'll show you. So this is the moving coil galvanometer. It mainly consists of a coil of many turns, and inside there is a metallic cylinder is there, and this cylinder make the field strong, also it makes the field radial, and this is the two pole pieces of a strong magnet, and this is the spring. With the help of this spring SP, this coil is suspended and current is passed through the coil. So how does it work? So when current passes through the coil, when current flowing through the coil experiences a torque which is given by TD, means this is deflecting torque, TD. We have already calculated when current passes through a coil, the torque on the coil is NIAB, where N is the number of turns in the coil, I is the current passed through the coil, A is the area of the coil, and B is the strength of the magnetic field. And due to this deflecting torque, a restoring torque is developed on the spring SP. So what is the value of this restoring torque? If K be the restoring torque per unit twist means just turn, then total restoring torque for the twist phi, this is the phi. Suppose total twist is phi. So if K is the twist for unit that means unit twist. This is K is the torque per unit twist, and for the twist phi, then total restoring torque will be tau R, restoring torque K phi. But in equilibrium, this deflecting torque is exactly equal to the restoring torque. This is the restoring torque. T tau R equal to K phi. In equilibrium, the deflecting torque is exactly equal to restoring torque. So deflecting torque NIAB and restoring torque is K phi. So I equal to K by NAB phi. But K divided by NAB, this part is constant. So this is known as galvanometer constant, denoted by Z. So where Z equal to K by NAB, this is called galvanometer constant. Since this is equal sign and constant, therefore we can write I is proportional to phi. That means the deflection produced by a galvanometer is directly proportional to the current. That means with the increase in current in the galvanometer, the deflection produced by the galvanometer also increases. So this is the working of moving coil galvanometer. Now we'll discuss about sensitivity. What is the sensitivity? What do you mean by sensitivity of a moving coil galvanometer? So sensitivity means it shows large scale deflection when very small amount of current or voltage applied across it. So a galvanometer is said to be sensitive if it shows large scale deflection even when a small current is passed through it or a small voltage applied across it. This is called the sensitivity of galvanometer. But there are two types of sensitivities there. One is called current sensitivity, another is voltage sensitivity. But now we'll discuss what do you mean by current sensitivity and on what factor the current sensitivity of galvanometer depends. Current sensitivity means deflection per unit current. The current sensitivity of a galvanometer is defined as the deflection per unit current flowing through it, and it is denoted by I for current, S for sensitivity, deflection is phi by I is the current, deflection per unit current. But we have already learned that I equal to K by NA B phi. So instead of I, if we put the value of this, then IS will be equal to NAB by K. From this relation, we can find out on what factor this current sensitivity depends. The current sensitivity of a galvanometer depends on number of turns. With the increase in number of turns, current sensitivity increase. Again, A mean area. Current sensitivity also depend on area of the coil. Current sensitivity also depend on B mean intensity of magnetic field, and K mean restoring torque per unit twist. That means current sensitivity depend on 4 factors. Now we'll discuss the voltage sensitivity. Current sensitivity means deflection per unit current. Voltage sensitivity means deflection per unit applied voltage. So what is voltage sensitivity? The voltage sensitivity of a galvanometer is defined as the deflection per unit voltage. So this is denoted by Vs, deflection per unit voltage. So but from Ohm's law, V equal to IR. So phi by I into 1 by R. So phi equal to NAB by K. And this is 1 by R. So this is the expression for voltage sensitivity of a moving coil galvanometer. Now we'll discuss about ammeter and voltmeter. So why do we need to discuss ammeter and voltmeter? Because a galvanometer can be converted into ammeter or a galvanometer can be converted into voltmeter by using some special device. So how can we convert a galvanometer into ammeter, or how can a galvanometer convert into voltmeter? So what is ammeter? We have already learned in class 10 that ammeter is a device which is used to measure electric current, and ammeter is a low resistance device, and it is always connected in series to electric circuit. And voltmeter is a device used to measure the potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit. And a voltmeter has very high resistance, and it is always connected in parallel to electric circuit. Now another device we have to learn. What is this shunt? Shunt means resistance, but very small resistance. That means the value of the resistance is small, which is connected parallel to the circuit. A small resistance in parallel to a device is called the shunt. Now we'll discuss how can we convert a galvanometer into ammeter. Just now we learned ammeter is a low resistance device. To make the resistance low, we have already learned in class 10 the resistance must be connected in parallel. That means if a very small resistance connected in parallel to anybody, the total resistance will be very small. That's why if the galvanometer is connected to a very small resistance which is called shunt in parallel, the whole device acts as whole component acts as the ammeter. That means a shunted galvanometer is called the ammeter. But how can we calculate the value of this shunt? How much we have to put the resistance, small resistance connected in parallel? Look here, this is the galvanometer, this is the shunt, and let I be the current through the whole ammeter, Ig current through galvanometer, and I minus Ig current pass through the shunt. Since galvanometer and the shunt, they are connected in parallel, the potential difference across the galvanometer is exactly equal to potential difference across the shunt. But what is the potential? In class 10 we learn potential difference V equal to I into R, that means current into resistance. So first we calculate what is the potential difference across Z and what is the potential difference across S. So the potential difference across the shunt, current into resistance, current is I minus Ig, resistance of the shunt is S. Potential difference across the galvanometer, current through galvanometer into resistance, current is Ig and resistance of the galvanometer Z. So S equal to Ig divided by I minus Ig into Z. So this is the value of shunt which need to connect in parallel to the galvanometer to convert it into ammeter. Now we'll discuss how can we convert a galvanometer into voltmeter. We have already learned that voltmeter is a high resistance device. But how can we make resistance high? If a very high resistance connected to another resistance in series, the total resistance will be very high, because in series equivalent resistance is very high. That is why to convert galvanometer into voltmeter, a very high resistance should connect in series with the galvanometer. So this is the very high resistance, this is the galvanometer, will connect in series and whole system behave like voltmeter. But what is the value of R? Since Z and R, galvanometer and the resistance, they are connected in series, the potential difference across the voltmeter is equal to, what is this? Ig into Z plus Ig into R. So it can be written as potential difference B equal to Ig Z plus R. So this Ig will bring here Vg by Ig, then Z plus R. So R equal to V divided by Ig minus Z. And this will give the value of high resistance which need to connect in series with the galvanometer to make it voltmeter. So that's the end of this chapter 4.